Oh, it just really hit me that I have to do more of these intros. Welcome back to Not So Mid Major, where we are still analyzing every single NHL team between now until NHL Draft Day, figuring out what are their draft picks this year, what order are they picking in, what were the trades made along the way, how did they gain picks, and how did they lose them. And as always, if you like these videos, please hit like, please hit subscribe as well. Your team may have already been talked about, maybe your team's coming up soon, but today we're going to be talking about the Tampa Bay Lightning. And Tampa Bay Lightning is probably one of the more interesting teams that we're going to be talking about in terms of these draft picks, especially with one trade in particular that involves multiple draft picks. But in this one, let's talk about what do they have so far this year. Well, this year they're not going to be selecting in the 1st through 5th round because they traded away all their picks. They do have their own 6th and 7th round, and they do also have an Anaheim Ducks 7th round pick. Now, I know that seems like a lot to talk about, but in reality, a lot of these trades involve multiple draft picks being traded away for the Tampa Bay Lightning. So let's first start off in the 1st round. There was a trade made with the Chicago Blackhawks back on March 18th of 2022, in which the Chicago Blackhawks received Taylor Raddysh, Boris Katchouk, a 2023 first round, and a 2024 first round conditional picks, both of which are the Tampa Bay Lightning's. The condition just meaning if they're the top 10, it's going to be protected pick by the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay Lightning, on the other hand, receiving Brandon Hagel, a 2022 4th-round pick that was later given to the Los Angeles Kings, and a 2024 4th-round pick, both of which were the Chicago Blackhawks. So then now let's start off with the individual pieces involved in all of this. Let's start off with the Chicago Blackhawks side with Boris Katchouk. He was drafted in the 2nd round by the Tampa Bay Lightning back in 2016. He played mostly in the OHL and AHL until about 2021, with the Tampa Bay Lightning played a total of 38 games, 2 goals, 4 assists, and 98 hits. The Chicago Blackhawks 79 games, 6 goals, 11 assists for 125 points. Taylor Raddysh, also drafted by the Tampa Bay Lightning in the 2nd round in 2016, again also played in the OHL to the AHL until about 2021. With the Tampa Bay Lightning, played 53 games, 5 goals, 7 assists for 62 hits. With the Chicago Blackhawks, 99 games, 26 goals, 21 assists for 123 hits. In the Tampa Bay Lightning side, Brandon Hagel, drafted in the 6th round by the Buffalo Sabres in 2016. He didn't re-sign with the Sabres, and then he was actually relinquished and now actually entered in the 2018 draft. He was undrafted, but then signed with Chicago Blackhawks in 2018. With the Blackhawks, played 3 years, 108 games, 30 goals, 31 assists. With the Tampa Bay Lightning, 103 games, 34 goals, 37 assists. And into the 2nd round, where there was a separate trade made with the Chicago Blackhawks about a year before. The trade with the Chicago Blackhawks happened on July 27th of 2021, in which the Chicago Blackhawks received Tyler Johnson and a 2023 2nd round pick of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay Lightning receiving Brent Seabrook. So again, let's talk about the Chicago Blackhawks side of this. Tyler Johnson, undrafted and signed with the Tampa Bay Lightning back in 2011. With the Lightning, played 9 years, 589 games, which is 9th in franchise, 161 goals, which is 7th in franchise, 200 assists, 8 short-handed goals, 5th most in franchise, and 30 game-winning goals, 7th most in franchise. With the Chicago Blackhawks, just 2 years, 82 games, 15 goals, and 24 assists. And now Tampa Bay Lightning receiving Brent Seabrook. He was drafted in the 1st round by the Chicago Blackhawks back in 2003. With the Blackhawks, played 15 years, 1,114 games, which is 4th most in franchise history, 103 goals, 361 assists. However, due to injury, he didn't play in the 2020-2021 season as well as the following season in 21-22 season, and he actually intends to retire at the end of this next coming season in 2024. And now on to the big trade that I've already talked about previously when I talked about the Nashville Predators. So if you haven't seen that video, go check them out. But with this one, just to review, there was a trade with the Nashville Predators back on February 26th of 2023 in which the Tampa Bay Lightning received Tanner Jeannot, Nashville Predators receiving Cal Foote, a 2023 3rd round, 2023 4th round, a 2023 5th round pick, all of which are Tampa Bay Lightning's, plus a 2024 2nd round and a 2025 1st round conditional pick, all of which are still the Tampa Bay Lightning's draft picks. And I mentioned this in the Nashville Predators video, but please leave your comment down below. Is Tanner Jeannot worthy of all these different draft picks? Let's find out, so let's talk about first Cal Foote. So Nashville Predators receiving Cal Foote. He was drafted in the 1st round in 2017 with the Tampa Bay Lightning, played 117 games, scored 4 goals, 11 assists for 15 points, and also had 162 hits. Funny enough, his first ever NHL goal was against Pekka Rinne, who played for the Nashville Predators. He did win a Stanley Cup with the Tampa Bay Lightning back in 2021, with the Predators currently 24 games, 1 goal, 3 assists. And now Tanner Jeannot. He was undrafted and signed with the Nashville Predators back in 2018. He mostly played in the WHL and AHL and ECHL leagues with the Moose Jaw Warriors, Milwaukee Admirals, and Florida Everblades. With the Predators, however, in his NHL experience, 3 years, 152 games, 34 goals, 28 assists, 62 points, 122 blocks, and 584 hits. And with those stats, we're just going to see what's going to come up with Tanner Jeannot, but that's a lot of draft picks that you're giving away for him. And I really hope he does become a phenom and is living up to the hype with all these, but I'm very much curious as to what the Nashville Predators will rebuild with all these different draft picks. Are they going to keep them all? Are they going to decide to trade some away? Who knows, but this is going to be exciting to see how it's going to pan out for Tanner Jeannot's career, but also exciting for Nashville Predators fans of what could this build into. So we already talked about how the Tampa Bay Lightning traded away their 4th and 5th round picks, so let's talk about the 7th round. How did they gain an Anaheim Ducks draft pick? Well, that was a trade made back on March 24th of 2021 in which the Anaheim Ducks received Alexander Volkov and the Tampa Bay Lightning received Antoine Morin and a 2023 7th round pick. So for the Anaheim Ducks, Alexander Volkov, he was drafted in the 2nd round by the Tampa Bay Lightning in 2017, mostly stayed in the AHL with the Syracuse Crunch, played 195 games for them, 55 goals, 68 assists, and 123 points. He does have NHL experience, 46 games, 14 points, but also has KHL experience. So he's kind of bouncing back and forth between AHL, KHL, and NHL. In the KHL for St. Petersburg, 58 games, 14 goals, and 11 assists. Antoine Morin for the Tampa Bay Lightning, drafted also in the 2nd round in 2017 but by the Anaheim Ducks, has played more with the Syracuse Crunch and San Diego's Goals, an AHL team for the Tampa Bay Lightning and Anaheim Ducks respectively. In total for AHL experience, 138 games, 44 points. He was then actually traded to the San Jose Sharks after this, with the San Jose Barracuda, 14 games, 4 points, and now over into the Finnish leagues where he's currently at, 59 games, 26 points. And surprisingly, that is it for this one. There was only 4 trades that we needed to talk about, despite Tampa Bay Lightning trading away basically all of their picks for this year. So we're going to see, what do you think about that Tanner Jeannot trade? What do you think the future holds for the Tampa Bay Lightning so far? I know that they are still a Stanley Cup caliber team so far right now, but what is this going to build into? They traded away a lot of trade picks for this year, as well as for the following year. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Tampa Bay Lightning folds out. So leave your comments down below. What do you think of all this? And like I said, we are going to be analyzing every single NHL team between now until NHL Draft Day next week. So stay tuned if your team has not come up, and if you're excited and waiting for what were the trades that were made along the way and reviewing all that, stay tuned for those. So please hit like, please hit subscribe, please stay safe, and please stay healthy.